Hello everybody, welcome to Tpull's Corner. This is Travis. Before we get into the actual gameplay, I wanted to show you, because Marvel Superheroes is out, and I wanted to show you some of the marketing that Marvel Comics has been doing on their side, because they didn't do a whole lot when Spider-Man set first came out. But this was 2 months ago. For the entire month, every single back of a Marvel comic book had this picture. So Black Panther and Storm, advertising Magic the Gathering, telling you to pre-order now. And so for their entire line, and Marvel, for those who don't know, Marvel Comics floods the market. They're the number one selling company right now. They are usually the dominant company. Actually, I think DC's had so much luck with their Absolute Universe, they may have been taken down a peg or two on the monthly sales charts. But traditionally, for most of the past 60 years now, Marvel's been if you look in the top 10 comics that are sold each month, Marvel tends to predominate everything. Anyway, so Marvel still puts out more superhero comics than everybody else, so there's like 50, 60 different books that come out every single month. This was, you flip around to the back of the comic, this was what you saw for an entire straight month for the pre-ordering advertisement. Then for a second month, for this month, this is what you're seeing. And most of them, I don't think I'm showing it here, it got cut off at the bottom, but it says at the bottom, available June 26th, play on MTG Arena June 23. So it cut off the very bottom part of the ad. But this is what you see on the back of every Marvel comic this month. And they're also, every once in a while, they're putting out like an insert in with a bagged comic that has this as just like a separate poster insert as well. So 2 straight months, the back, advertising on the back of every single Marvel comic that's being published. That is a significant deployal of resources. They did a couple other things. One thing they did, this is a promo card that I got with a comic that was bagged. They bagged a copy, they bagged the Avengers Armageddon #1. And this is the promo card, so it's a physical card. I just put a picture of it up here. But this is an actual card in the game. And Warstorm Surge enchantment, whenever a creature control enters, it deals damage equal to its power to any target. Not a badly designed card. Ryan Stegman is, I can't tell what the name of the other artist is that's involved, Arthur somebody. But Ryan Stegman is a very popular Marvel artist right now. I believe he's doing the X-Men title with Jed McKay. So Stegman cut his bones a lot on some independent stuff too, I think, but he got really big when he got the Spider-Man title. Moved over to X-Men for right now, doing a pretty good job. So the art on the cards is pretty cool. Whenever they get a Marvel artist, an actual artist who's been working on the comic books, you're virtually guaranteed to get good card art. And I wish we actually had more of them. But in this case, here's another marketing event that Marvel is doing to promote this. So, hey, if you haven't read a comic book in a while and you just want to get a promo Magic card, go out and get Avengers Armageddon #1, and this will be in the package. So all of that they're doing. They're also doing alternate comic covers. Just ignore that defeat. That was land starvation. I was going to do what I normally do and do a battle at the beginning, and I got 2 lands in my opening hand, and they didn't give me anything else. But I did make a Marvel Superheroes deck since it's out. Call it Heroes and Villains. And it's almost all, I think there's like 1 card that exiles artifacts in here that's Duskmourn. And everything else is a Marvel Superheroes card. So that's what we're going to play. But as a matter of fact, we'll go in now and we'll do what I normally do. We'll play a match and then we'll do the deck tech after that. But what I wanted to point out is the other thing that Marvel Comics is doing is they're printing variant covers with the Magic the Gathering cards in place of the regular cover. So again, this is just kind of sort of fill in. I'm a Marvel Comics fan. I'm a big superhero fan, so I love Marvel. I love the DC characters as well. But I've been collecting since I was before I could read even. So I am one of the world's biggest comic book fans there is. And I did not like the Spider-Man set. It was designed poorly. I'm looking at this mostly from a flavor standpoint. And half of the flavor is off, which is weird because Mark Rosewater is the head designer for Magic the Gathering, and he's a big comic book fan too. And I know I haven't listened to any of his recent podcasts in terms of what did he do in terms of design, but I will say think we start with green or blue. I got 2 blue. I guess we could do an island. Like the thing Ben Grimm. Here we go. Legendary human hero, 7/7. It costs 6 to get a 7/7, which aesthetically is kind of weird. He has trample. That makes sense. Whenever one or more heroes you control deal damage to a player, put 2 +1/+1 counters on the thing. That makes no sense. It really doesn't. I think we just go ahead and fix our mana now. We've got a Fabled Passage to get something else. So I'll go get my forest now. We just have to wait for the opponent to go get their lands. Okay, and then we go get a 4th color with Fabled Passage next. And maybe we can get the vision out. There's some things that look like they might work in terms of flavor. Here's Photographic Reflexes, which is the power of Taskmaster. He becomes a copy of up to 1 target creature on the battlefield or creature card in the graveyard, which his ability is to mimic what he's seen, so that kind of tracks. Let's go get our 5th color. We've got 5 colors in the deck. I don't think we have to worry too much about double color things. What do we got here? Untap artifact. Okay, we don't think we really care about that. Let's just put down vision. 2/5, when we do a non-creature spell, we get a choice of 3 different things. If we do 3 different non-creature spells, we can do all 3 of those things. Oh, another Marvel card here. Here's the Soul Stone. Oh, they're just tapping it. Okay. Whew. Thought that was going to be removal. I think we just hold this. Notice they're using the Arcane. Instant is an Arcane subtype. Alright. That thing gets something when it dies. I think we just put this down. They might have removal. I'm just sort of trying to keep them from getting up to the speed of 4. Four is max speed under the Ether Drift, so they get benefits from all that stuff. This one doesn't make any sense. Rocks and Brutes, Human Berserker Villain. First of all, there's always a disconnect because its villain is singular type. Dang. That's a lot of... They got 7 energy sources out already to my 5. They get rid of the vision instead. They consider that the bigger threat. Whenever you draw your 2nd card... Since when is that a black... Whenever you draw your 2nd card is usually primarily in blue. So they're... I don't want to say it's a bend of the color pipe, but that's not something you normally see. Why would they do it for something like a common creature? It's kind of weird. Let's see. This is the beginning of your main phase until your next turn. So could I get that for... Let's just do this. We'll keep Taskmaster a surprise. Do I need more? Yeah, I need 1 more land. We'll keep this the way it is. Do I need to fight somebody? Yeah. No, we're not going to fight. We're just going to do that. They might have a way to bring Meteor Golem back out of the graveyard later. Never mind. I guess I should have fought him. Let's get rid of that one. There's a lot of artifacts here. Alright. We will try the thing. Okay. Now what do I do? I'm looking in the graveyard to see if there's anything the Taskmaster could go ahead and duplicate. He could duplicate the Vision, I guess. Let's go ahead. He's a hero. If we do some damage, we're going to get... They're going digging for help. We're going to get some counters if they don't block. I only have one island. I think I hold it for this. How much damage could they do? 5, 6, 7. They have 1, 2. So they have 2. I think we keep that out. We don't want them to exile anything. So we're going to do Teamwork 2. We're going to tap that one. They do not get Dawn and Leo out, so they can't keep linking their Meteor Golem. But it means they get 12 points of damage if they hit in with everybody. I'm showing 12, so I need 1 more point of damage somehow. They think that it's worth... I think it's worth it. Can I get haste? What is there what I can... Whenever I draw, no. Vision, no. Shoot. I am 1 point short. And they got me. They had me either way. Didn't matter. Alright. It was my fault. I should have, instead of putting a counter, I should have fought the Golem. That's my own error. Serves me right for talking all about the merchandising and the marketing. Alright, here's what we've got. We've got a 5-color deck with a Shield Spy kit. Equipped creature gets +1/+1. Whenever a equipped creature attacks alone, untap it and scry 1. We've got an Aerial Doombot with power up, so you pay 6. You can only do this once, I believe. Yeah, power up only gets powered once. You put 3 +1/+1 counters on the creature. So you end up with a 4/4 flyer, but it costs you 7. Hawkeye's Bow. Equipped creature gets +1 and has reach. Whenever equipped creature becomes tapped, it deals 1 damage to each opponent. Go Nuts. That's Squirrel Girl on there tackling Doom Patrol or Dr. Doom. If you're some of the pictures on this are kind of funny because this is actually something that happened in the comic books, which is kind of hilarious. I mean, I should love this set. This is not a regular Marvel artist. I don't like the way Dr. Doom looks. Squirrel Girl doesn't look quite right either. So they're slightly off. And the slightly off is what's killing me with the set, because I prefer... You would think that I would love the set being a lifelong superhero fan, and especially the first 20 years of the Marvel Cinematic Universe with the movies that they did. They knocked it out of the park. That was some really good stuff. I mean, I had action figures from the Secret Wars toy set. I had just everything involving superheroes growing up. It's not right. Some of the artwork's not right. But anyway, Teamwork 3, so you can tap any number of creatures you control with power 3 or more, and that way you can do both of these things. You could put a +1/+1 counter on a creature and have it fight. Serpent Specialist, Human Snake Villain. This is Princess Python, just so you know. They did not have the ability to make every single villain and hero a legendary creature. So this is a common creature, and has power up as well. So for 1, you can get down to 1 with Death Touch, and paying 4 more later, you can turn it into a 3/3. I don't know what deal the power up does with Princess Python. It's okay. It's not particularly flavorful. But again, the Daniel Landerman, I don't think is a regular Marvel artist. I can recognize Princess Python. And that's another member of the Serpent Society in the background there in the in the green suit. But it's not. I think I want to say it's Puff Adder, but that's not the greatest depiction of Princess Python either. Bold Biochemist. This is a picture of Dr. Bill Foster again. Now Marco Turini, I think, has done some Marvel artwork. That's not the normal hairstyle of Bill Foster, but overall it did pretty good. Bold Biochemist, 1/3, power up for 6. You can add +1/+1 counter on the creature and draw 2 cards. There's a draw card theme throughout the blue and black cards, and I think the green as well. We say thee nay. That's a phrase from Thor. So you've got Thor and Doctor Strange together. Teamwork 2. So I wonder if when they have the teamwork cards, did they do... Hang on, let me find. Are they counting the squirrels as being more than one creature in terms, or more than one character in terms of, hey, we're going to show everywhere there's teamwork, we're going to show multiple characters on the artwork? It'll be interesting to keep track of. Counter target spell unless it's controller base 2. If you use teamwork, meaning you tap a creature that has power 2 or more, you can make the controller pay 4. Red Room Recruit, human spy villain. When the creature enters, it connives. So connive is an interesting thing that they brought back. I mean, what's the last time we had it? Streets of New Capenna? This is depicting Black Widow. They have a number of Black Widows in this set. I don't think this is specifically Black Widow. The flavor text is a quote from Black Widow. I think that this is just a different Russian operative that they were training, so it's more of a generic thing. I don't think this is specifically Black Widow, because they have a whole bunch of other Black Widows in the set that are legendary creatures. So this the flavor text quote is by Black Widow. The problem with this, and it may sound like I'm nitpicking, but I have high expectations. I have high demand for Marvel. These are pictures of Doombots. It's a quote by Dr. Doom. That's fine. Here we have a quote by Princess Python, and it's Princess Python on the picture. That's fine. We have Bold Biochemist. It's a quote by Dr. Bill Foster. That's Dr. Bill Foster on the picture. You get here, this is confusing because you may think it's Black Widow. It's a Black Widow type outfit. That's not Black Widow. It's a quote by Black Widow, but it's somebody else who's in the Red Room. So people that don't know this are going to think that's Black Widow. It's not. Okay, Stolen Stark Tech. Flash equipment for 2. When the equipment enters, attached to target creature control, that creature gains indestructible until end of turn. Equipped creature gets +1/+0. No flavor text. It's okay. Vision of Love makes no sense. This is the same artist, Lixin Yin, who did this. It's Vision and Scarlet Witch. Those two are no longer together, but that's fine because you can easily depict past history of Marvel Comics. These two used to be married. It says, love transcends all barriers. You may sacrifice an artifact or discard a card. If you do, you draw 2 cards. Vision is, in any parlance of Magic the Gathering, everywhere he appears, he should be listed as an artifact creature because he's a synthezoid. So it's very interesting to me. Wanda Maximoff, who's a Scarlet Witch, who did not stay married to the Vision. What can she do? Oh, you can sacrifice the artifact. So it would be fun to use Vision of Love to sacrifice the Vision character just to discard a card and draw 2 cards. But the Vision of Love this is a reskinned card of a regular Magic the Gathering spell. It's already present in previous sets. There's not really a reason for it to be this way, to be a direct reskin, and the flavor makes 0 sense. Gorilla. This is Gorilla Man, actually, but they didn't make him a legendary creature, so they made it just a common creature. But the flavor text is by Gorilla Man Ken Hale. That's an actual character in Marvel Comics. 2/2 reach. Sacrifice a creature, destroy target non-creature artifact or non-creature enchantment. You can only act as a sorcery. This is rather restrictive. This activating only as a sorcery is kind of strange. And notice the limitation. It's not destroy target artifact or enchantment. It's non-creature artifact or non-creature enchantment. For a 2-mana drop for a magic creature that has this ability, it's normally not that restrictive. So this is kind of an underpowered card with like 2 extra limitations that it really shouldn't have. So that's very strange to me. Undercover Scroll. This might do well with like a green-black pairing normally. And Ryan North, I think, was the one who did a mini-series on Undercover Scrolls. It was actually a pretty good story if you want to go look that up. But Scroll Shapeshifter Villain, it's a 1/1. As long as there are 2 more creature cards in your graveyard, the creature gets +2/+2 and is all creature types. Plus, it's a mana dork. You can add 1 mana of any color. I was going to say it should be like a changeling, but they kind of make it that way. It's very strange because the very default nature of a scroll is the ability to shapeshift. Should be shapeshifter. Should be changeling as a keyword on this creature. Instead, you have to get 2 or more creature cards in your graveyard to make it all creature types. That makes 0 sense for the flavor. So no, I'm going to call strike on that. AIM Synthoids. We will be doing more gameplay, but this is going to be extended deck tech because I am critiquing the cards in this set. Okay. This is a major failure. And like I said, Mark Rosewater is a big comic book fan. He had to have input on this. I don't know how much. I'll do some research and find out. But this is bad flavor. These are flavor fails. AIM Synthesoids. AIM it's an acronym, stands for Advanced Idea Mechanics. It's Robot Villain when the creature enters Surveil 2. I mean, that's fine. That's okay. That's an okay card. Web Up. And it looks like Taskmaster is there. You can see Spider-Man in the background. So we still get some Spidey in our Marvel superhero stuff. It's an enchantment. When the enchantment enters, exile target non-land permanent until an opponent controls, until this enchantment leaves the battleground. This would have been better as an artifact because the Spider-Man's webbing is an artificial creation. It shouldn't be an enchantment. It's okay for it to say this is going to stick until the enchantment leaves the battlefield. But if they wanted real flavor, they should have put a time limit on this. Maybe make it only cost 2. Spider-Man's webbing dissolves famously after 1 hour. So, but this should have been an artifact. The quote's by Spider-Man anyway, and he calls it Taskmaster Tasky. So it's good flavor text. Here, Iron Lad, Diverging Destiny. So it's interesting. A character that's been around much longer, like Gorilla Man or Princess Python, they don't make legendary, but Iron Lad, who's relatively newer, they do. Iron Lad is actually destined to become king in an alternate future. So the flavor text is good. The artwork shows Kang in the background. It's kind of like looming over his destiny. So that's good. For 3, you get a 2/2 flyer with vigilance. You can look at the top card of your library anytime, which if you're dealing with time travel, he has maybe some knowledge of the future. So that's pretty good. You can tap, reveal the top card of your library. If it's an artifact card, draw a card. And this is a good card, actually. The art of Iron Lad himself is a little bit off. Like the way that they did the coloring on that is kind of not the best for looking at it, but that's really nitpicky. This is actually one of the better designed cards in the set in terms of the feel and tone and the flavor of the character. This is one of the newer characters they've had. Claw, Sonic Subjugator, legendary human rogue villain. For 3, you get a 2/2. What is up with all these? You're paying extra mana for 1 less power and toughness? This is kind of strange. Sonic Attack. When Claw enters, target player reveals a number of cards from their hand equal to 1 plus the number of creature cards in your graveyard. You choose one of them. That player discards that card. They have flavor text, but they don't attribute it to Claw, which is kind of strange considering they do everywhere else. The artwork is okay. They've chosen not to depict Claw in his supervillain outfit. I'm not sure about the reveals the number of cards in their hand equal to 1 plus the number of creature cards in your graveyard. That has no relationship to a Sonic Attack. It makes okay to say you've got a Sonic Attack and maybe you're disrupting the player's mental faculties and so they lose one of their spells. That makes sense. Human Torch Johnny Storm, legendary hero, 2/2 flyer. Again, instead of a 3/3 flyer, you get a 2/2 flyer. They're legendary. They should be at least a 3/3. Having a 3/3 flyer who's legendary and having a power. Everything else in the previous sets that we've been, even Ether Drift, they did bigger, more powerful cards than this. This is kind of weird. Whenever you draw a card, If you control another hero, Human Torch deals 1 damage to target opponent. Also has a one-time power-up for 7. You can put 3 +1/+1 counters on Human Torch. So for 7, you can make him, turn him into a 5/5 creature. I mean, I guess maybe that's supposed to mimic his Nova Flame. That's a +3 for Nova Flame is rather underpowered, actually. And this, you notice, this is a kind of whenever you draw a card kind of theme, so it's present in red as well. Machinesmith Automation. This is the flavor text is by Machinesmith. This should be a legendary creature because this is Machinesmith is a supervillain. But that is basically a picture of Machinesmith himself, even though he can like move his mental essence, his digital essence, into different robots. But he's got an ego. He's always making the robots make himself look like him. So for 3, again, you get a 2/2. Trample whenever another artifact you control put a +1/+1 counter on the creature. I guess that's okay. Break down the door. This is because there's so many artifacts in the Marvel set. I just had to have, some of them are indestructible. So we've got 1 Dustmord card to exile target artifact. Mr. Hyde, Monster Within. Hey! This is a legendary creature. It's a legendary villain. He's been around forever. At the beginning of your upkeep, you get to choose 1. You can either put a +1/+1 counter on Mr. Hyde or remove a counter from a creature card you control. If you do, you draw a card. I don't know particularly why Mr. Hyde is green. I'm thinking of the color pie, I'm thinking of what I know of Mr. Hyde. This would have been more interesting if they had made this a modal card where you had the ability to transform from Calvin Zabel into Mr. Hyde, because this is the classic. Legendary tale of Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, basically the Marvel Comics version of it. And if you ever had anything that you wanted to transform, this would have been it. So I would have designed this completely differently. The powers make no sense. Putting a counter on him every turn to make him stronger doesn't relate to his power set. Removing a counter for card draw doesn't make any sense. So the powers don't match. It's flavor fail. Powerful Broker. They don't give a tribute to the flavor text. That is, there was a different guy named Power Broker. I think this is a different character. This is a second person to take the name. The name of the villain is actually Power Broker. I don't know why they call it Powerful Broker. That's again, the name of the villain is Power Broker. That's his name. Why would you change that to Powerful from Power? Anyway, it's a human villain. For each kind of counter on target permanent or player, give that permanent or player another counter of that kind. Activate only as a sorcery. That's okay. That's fine. Wakandan Drone Flock. Artifact creature robot. For 4, you get a 3/3 flyer when it enters Scry 2. Kind of underpowered for the modern day and age when we're used to power creep. Aim Scientist. Human Scientist villain. 3/3 for 4 when it enters it connives. Or you can use it as basic land cycling. Not extremely powerful card, necessarily, compared to what we're used to seeing. Hour of Defeat, pay 4. It doesn't destroy planeswalkers. It only destroys target creature, and you can surveil 1. It's got a picture of Killmonger holding Black Panther. So the art it's not bad, but the background coloring really washes out Killmonger, so not the greatest design for the card either. Hydra Infiltration. When this enchantment enters, target opponent discards 2 cards. I have no idea why this is related to Hydra. Hydra is another evil organization that's bent on world domination. Whenever a creature you control attacks a lone target opponent, loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. There's no flavor that's associated with Hydra on this. It makes no sense. The artwork is not the greatest. It's very cluttered. It looks like he's trying to do some computer stuff. Hydra's greatest power has not been infiltration of computers in its history, so that's not good either. Unliving Legionnaire. They don't have any flavor text. This is Baron Blood. It should have been legendary, but again, they need commons, I guess. For 4, you get a 3/2, not even a 3/3 anymore. You get a 3/2 with flying. You have to pay 7 for the power-up. Return 1 target creature from your graveyard to your hand, put 2 counters. So you can end up with a 5/4 flyer eventually. These are underpowered cards. Hawkeye Young Avenger for 4, you don't get a 4/4, you get a 2/4 with reach. If a source you control would deal non-combat damage to an opponent or permanent opponent controls, instead, it deals that much damage plus X, where X is Hawkeye's power. This is a good card to build around. This is not the original Hawkeye. This is a new Young Avenger, which they call her Young Avenger. That's the team of which Iron Lad was part of that team as well. He was, but they don't say Young Avenger reference there. But Iron Lad and Hawkeye. This is Kate Bishop. She's been on Marvel streaming shows, so she's been introduced to regular viewing audiences in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. If you have if you watch Disney Plus, but when you go over here and say Hawkeye's bow, that's a picture of the guy, the original Clint Barton Hawkeye, in the background. So people that don't know the difference, they're going to see Hawkeye's bow and think maybe it belongs to this Hawkeye. These are 2 different Hawkeye characters in 2 different bows, just so you know. I'm not sure if that matters that much. I think the dog asserts too in the card below. Anyway, the idea that a source would deal non-combat damage, I'm not sure that matches against some of these color pie associations. I'm not sure why they made. Taskmaster, Mercenary Mimic. This one, I think they got right. Human mercenary villain. They've got the correct costume colors. They've got the correct implements that he uses. The artist did a good job on this. 3/5 for 4. Photographic reflexes. Beginning of your first main phase until your next turn becomes a copy of what to 1 target creature on the battlefield or a creature card in the graveyard. Except his name is Taskmaster. And he's a legendary human mercenary villain creature. I like Taskmaster. I like the fact that photographic reflexes is his actual power in the comic books. Being black certainly makes sense as a mercenary. I'm not sure why they made him blue, but I'm okay with that. This is probably one of my better liked cards in the set. Followed by one of my least favorite, Beast Erudite Aerialist. He's a mutant scientist hero, legendary 3/3 for 4. It's hybrid mana, so you can pay 3 and a green or 3 and a blue for him. The artwork is not bad. It's a little blurred out in the back. You have to wonder about AI these days. As long as you put 1 or more counters on Beast this turn, he has flying. So you can make him flying for a turn. Whenever Beast deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. The draw card advantage, I'm not sure. They've got a draw card theme all across all the colors, it seems like. So that's kind of why I made a 5-color deck. Is if I can get a couple of these cards to synergize properly, I'll get a little bit of card draw. Making it be flying as far as the expression of his acrobatic talent, I do not agree with. If that's the closest they could figure out, all those design specialists of Magic the Gathering with all those years of experience, I shudder. The Vision, he's colorless. He's a legendary artifact robot hero, 2/5 with flying and vigilance. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, choose one that hasn't been chosen this turn. So you can use Solar Beam. The Vision gains double strike until end turn. No, Solar Beam does not mean double strike. That's a poor thing. He should just be able to use a Solar Beam to do like 2 or 3 points of damage to a creature or a target or something. Density control. The Vision gains indestructible until end of turn. That is accurate. He can make himself intangible, or he can harden himself to be about as hard as diamond. So being indestructible is a sort of phase that he can set with his abilities. Technopathy, draw a card, is neither here nor there. Not bad artwork. I don't know why the doves are in there. Maybe just because they really wanted to make sure that you could tell that he's flying. It looks like he's in a battle site, like the background is just debris, battle damage debris. Not sure why. It kind of almost looks like he's standing on something. And so traditionally for the design rules for Magic cards, if a card has flying, you really need to make clear that he's flying. I mean, it's really difficult to tell with the way they did the artwork here. Is he hovering just above it? So all I can think of is that's why the doves are there, but poor choice of background. Other than that, I mean, I like the way they depict him. He's cool looking. They kind of got it halfway right on the powers. I'd say I kind of like him overall. Rocks and Brutes, Human Berserker Villain, 5 for a 4/4 with Menace. I guess that's fine. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. The powers make no sense, but you know, who cares at this point. The artwork is decent. It's not the greatest, but it's decent. The Thing, Ben Grimm, you for 6/6 you get a 7/7. Legendary human hero with trample. I'll go with the trample for Thing. Whenever one of my heroes you control deal damage to a player, put 2 counters on the Thing. It's the matter the Hulk gets, the stronger he gets. Thing does not get stronger. So adding counters to him is just weird. They should have had a different effect for that. Atlantis Attacks is a reference to an event that actually happened in Marvel Comics across our annuals one year, quite a few years ago now. But it was a big event. Costs 7. You get a sorcery. You can choose 1 for teamwork. 4 you can choose both. So for 7 you can get a 6/5 Leviathan creature token with hexproof, which again is kind of underpowered for 7. But at least it has hexproof. Or you can return 1 or 2 target non-land permanents to their owner's hands. Yeah, you really want to do the teamwork on this. This is kind of... They settled on this teamwork mechanic for the Marvel set. It's really underpowered. For any other regular 7/7 card, I mean, we've had 7/7 creatures with hexproof for 7 that had additional, sending stuff back to creatures' hands. We've had more powerful magic cards than this. This is, I mean, we've had just straight out, I mean, it had flash on it. I'm thinking of the whole Breaker Horror. It had flash on it as well. And, well, it was mythic rare. This is common. So I guess maybe that's how they're differentiating it. That this isn't a creature with flash. It's a one-time spell. But, I mean, you can get it back and do it again with flashback. I mean, I guess I'll allow it. It's a common spell. So I guess that makes sense. The Leviathan token looks fine. The artwork is fine. Okay, the only specific Marvel card that I have in the land is Villainous Hideout. You add 1 colorless mana, or you can add 1 mana of any color. Spend it only to cast a villain spell or to activate an ability of a villainous source. Or for 3 target villain you control connives, which you can only activate as a sorcery. So a couple different things you can do with that land. We'll see if I can get it going. Notice for the connive, it's got a picture of Kingpin to the right there. So a criminal mastermind conniving. Which, hang on, I want to go back and look real quick for where's the other connive spell that I had when he comes in. There. Okay, yeah, Kingpin is there too. I hadn't noticed that at first. So they have the Kingpin symbol to represent conniving in this set. I'm okay with that. That's a good bit of flavor. So it's kind of half and half. Half and half is not good enough for me for Magic the Gathering. If I was going to design these, half of this would be designed completely different. The cards would be slightly more powerful. And you wouldn't play them on regular Arena. Arena would have its own instance. We would have the Spider-Man set and the Marvel Superhero set. Those would be separate. You couldn't play with the regular Marvel cards or with the regular Magic cards. You would just be able to go say, I want to play with the Marvel cards against all the Marvel cards. That's what Marvel fans want to do. They want to have the superheroes against the villains and that kind of thing. Mixing them all up with the rest of the cards is a mistake. They could have had a Marvel instance on Arena that lasted forever. That would have been very popular. I almost feel bad that I don't work for Wizards of the Coast at this point. I could have helped them on this. Missed a land drop. Let's just go ahead and get rid of that now. Get rid of their draw card advantage. And we missed a land drop. So, lovely. Thank you, Arena. Alright, the first one that I had up, I already got land starved before I started recording, so this is only my third battle, and I'm getting land starved twice. It's not a good... It's not fun on Arena when this happens. Alright, what do I get? Do I go get red? I'm just getting a bunch of tutus no matter what. One, two, 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 two. The regular Magic cards all start off better. This is a 2-3 for 2. This is sort of like conniving, except it can be pumped up faster. Don't have blue. Yeah, we'll put down our 2-2 flyer. I'm going to be more than half dead. That's if they don't have removal, at least I'll have one creature out. Again, they gave me Pit of Offerings when nothing was in the graveyard yet. So that... I could have used that to fix colors if there had been anything available. But no, I got land starved and that had to be my second card. My second land card. I have almost no removal in here. Very little interaction. I just wanted to put as many Marvel cards as I could into one. So I got one counterspell and I got one destroy target creature. We're not gonna block. Nowhere close to pumping him up. So what's left for me to do? I can put a counter on the creature. Here. Let's get a 3-3 out. If we can. Maybe I can chump block Human Torch with the Finch. What are the odds they have a combat spell, though? Or just straight up removal at this point? We got wizards, we got rats, we got frogs. Enough land to already pump up their veteran raccoon. Ooh, they don't attack. I don't have a black source. That's a 3-4, right? That's a 3-3. They're tapped out. If I do both, I'm going to target a creature you control to fight. Target something opponent controls. Why? I wanted to choose the teamwork, so I did that wrong, evidently. What do I have to do in order to... Was I supposed to somehow manage to tap the creature first? I'm going to have to practice with that teamwork to get it to work right. I'm flying blind here. I haven't had any time to watch any preview videos or watch any of the early release gameplay. You would think that they would make it more intuitive, but maybe I just missed something because I was playing too fast. If I could get a black source, I could at least get rid of the big creature, right? Great. Nice card draw. I haven't seen anybody use that in a while. Can't block the 2-2. I think we double block that, so at least one of the creatures dies. They'll do 6 points of damage to me. down to 2, and so if I can't destroy that, I think I'm dead no matter what. They have so many cards and so much more land than me. Having missed a couple of land drops early on really puts me at a disadvantage. That would be a 3/3. Yeah, I'm dead. There's just land starved, land starved, land starved. Great fun arena, and great to do that with a new expansion set that just came out too. By the way, like they could maybe do something a little bit different when it's like, hey, you got a new set out on Arena. Maybe we dial back on the number of land starvation things that you're allowed to do. Maybe we change the algorithm for a couple of days. They're apologizing. They gave me 3 lands in the opening hand. Yeah, thanks for nothing. Princess Python comes down. They've Arena also. We'll go ahead and show you an Arena where they have the goodies that you can buy. There's a few too many of them actually, but let's get down an undercover scroll. Swing in. We finally got some land and we got some creatures down. You're telling me there's a chance? Hawkeye's Bow. I have a copy of that. 1/1 and lifelink. No, so we can do anything. Let's make them discard a couple cards. This is not the original Yellow Jacket. The original Yellow Jacket was Hank Pym, Avenger, and a hero. This was a villain who took the suit, and actually he's not around anymore. There's another Yellow Jacket that came along after that. But they got rid of Vision of Love, the discard spell. They discarded it. And Decoy Ploy, okay. I think we go ahead and attack. We'll offer the trade-off for that, because if we attack alone with this enchantment, we're going to gain life and they'll lose life. Let's look at this other card. Returning stuff from the grave. This is a reskin magic card. It doesn't make much sense. Let's see. Creature cards in your graveyard. I need some of my creatures to die, actually, is what I need. I guess we do that. I need a couple more lands to pump this up and make it a 4/4. A second copy of Vision of Love. They discard Kingpin Enforcers. For 3, you get a 2/3 lifelink. Sacrifice artifact or creature, draw a card. Strange that you would make that a common. I'm just trying to look for the flavor here. There's not much flavor there. That's an instant, so I can wait on that. We'll just pass. Looks like they have removal. So they not only have the Marvel Superhero card back, they've also got Nick Fury for their avatar. And they've got the shield for their pet. This is the original shield of Captain America before the round circular one. The round circular one is a vibranium adamantium composite. This one I don't think is. Proton Blast deals 1 damage to target creature. I like the artwork on that. Managed to kill 2 of my creatures because my creatures are so weak. All right. Let's just go ahead and attack. And if they want to block, you can try. They do not want to. I like that card. That's a good removal card. Oh, here's Black Widow. Here's one of the Black Widows. Let's exile the Machinesmith Automaton. Okay, I think we have enough creatures in the graveyard now. We'll go get a plane so we have all 5 colors. They've only got 1 card, so it doesn't really matter. It's built for commanders, so you can target a different player among different players. Doctor Doom! Human-sized villain 6/6 for a 3/3. You get 2 3/3 colorless robot Doombots. And he's indestructible. At the beginning of your end step, you draw 1 card and lose 1 life. Okay? Interesting. Now I'm going to get beat with my own deck. Because she's going to be exiling cards from my deck. Vision of Love. You can have that one. She probably just put a +1/+1 counter on her. Feels kind of overpowered. Oh, seriously, Arena? Now they're just going to do nothing but give me land? 2 more lands than the opponent. And I have to just sit here and take damage. There's another Machinesmith Automaton for them. They'll probably take that. I need something to increase my toughness. And they get lifelink. They did not attack. And another land. Thank you, Arena. Thank you for just flooding me out with land after 2 land starvations. They've got an extra Doctor Doom handy, even though I made him discard 1. It's not looking good, sports fans. I guess we go ahead and try... Oh, I can't block her. I can block the flyer. It's 9-6 for lands. They gave me 3 lands in a row, and they got mythic rare cards. So I can't say whether my deck is good or bad because I'm not drawing much in the way of cards I can use. I'm either getting no lands or nothing but lands. It would be good to have 1 battle, just 1 match, Arena. where I get a good balance of lands for a change. The artwork on the back of these is pretty good. The pictures that are in the background, they've been rotating those quite a bit. Those are good. We could land cycle. I don't think we need to just yet. But we'll keep that in our hip pocket. I think we should get pretty much any color that we need without a big deal of a problem. We'll just auto pass so it doesn't keep prompting me to land cycle all the time. It'll do it enough as is. Vision of Love, of course. Okay, we do need green. Let's go ahead and just bring down. This will let it connive. Let's do Vision of Love. Make it a 4/4. Okay, so it's 1 plus the creature cards in my graveyard. So if I do it right now, they get to choose which one card they show me out of their hand. They don't need the extra land. What do we still need? Blue and white? We'll go get an island, I guess, right? Okay, go nuts. We're going to choose one. There's the cast with teamwork. Now I can see the colors of it. We're going to just choose one. We're going to choose to fight. And we can still bring this down. I think we go ahead, even though they get to choose which one. They might just have another land they throw away. That's something. I feel like I need to work extra just to get a little bit of a battlefield advantage. Rather than being greedy and save this to where, yep, there we go, it's another land. I'm so surprised. And after all that, they still didn't miss a land drop. I'll have to connive again to get something from that. They got a lot of land draw out of this deck. They're designed to ramp. So we're just waiting for the big spell. Let's take stuff out from them. Do I need to make that greater than a 3/3? No, I like the other cards I have. Another flyer is a problem. They choose not to attack at all. That's a good looking creature. Yeah. Claw is superfluous now. If they want to trade with anybody, that's fine. I'm hoping they trade with Fenrir, so they don't get Chapter 3. I mean, it's no sense, right? Because my 7/7 is the most powerful. And he's going to go away anyway. Oh, made him burn a spell. Okay, that worked out just fine, actually. They could have done that to my 3/3 instead. I just lost my 2/2. That's fine. They've got all the energy they need to cast any spell in the game, basically. It's an X spell. And it's another flyer, which is a problem for me. I don't have anything that can take out flyers. Oh, I need white. I could have gotten rid of them if anything, any one of my colors for land had been white. Land. Is there an enchantment in here? It's a dinosaur fractal. There's nothing. All I can do is attack. Turns it into a 9/9. That works because that's an enchantment creature, right? They used all their energy. I finally got to make good on one spell. But I'm going to be down to 3. And they've been really good about getting rid of their excess land. Hey, there's a reach. It's too late. I can block the 6/5 and that's it. We could have a target villain connive. Yeah. I needed a plains. I needed the 5th color, and I could have at least gotten rid of the 6/5 flyer, but that wouldn't have mattered. They can... Yeah, they got me. Let's play it out real quick. Really? Bingo. They should have attacked. They had lethal. Death touch is a problem for me. Should we connive again? Probably should have connived to see if I got something better than an undercover scroll. But that could block the 1/1 Death Toucher, so that didn't turn out too bad. Let's see. It has to be a non-creature. Let's go ahead and use our villainous hideout. Oh, he's got flying. Okay. We'll take the flyer. We're still alive, but we shouldn't be. If they want to get the flying advantage and they have removal and they don't think to take out the thing, they forget that we have them equipped with a reach artifact. That would be cool. We have enough to bring a creature back. Could bring back Claw. Or we could bring back the Gorilla if they have another artifact or enchantment. Casting 7. Possible big spell here. Another pterodactyl. And now that can't be blocked. So they can get 2 free points of damage. They didn't attack again. Ugh. Alright, let's get rid of that. What are they going to give that? +3, so the thing can still block that. And I got some flyers going on. And if this survives, I could still bring back... Who do I bring back? Hawkeye, Gorilla, or Claw? Well, conniving doesn't help the greatest right now. Let's bring back Claw. Revealing this doesn't do anything. It's not an artifact card, so I can't draw it. It would just reveal it, but it doesn't move it. It doesn't put it on the bottom of the library like other cards do. So the one possible nitpick about the design of that card. Okay, now this might work. Activate ability. And we can now see if we want to connive or not. Can finally get rid of their Chase Inspiration card, possibly. Oh, never mind. They have Essence Scatter. Nice. Let's go ahead and pass. I just want to draw the Power Broker next time. Hello. What was that? Okay. We will Surveil 2. Land and land. Pass. Thank you, Arena. Hey, there's a little something. We can bring this down. And we can connive. It's got to be a villain. Alright. We don't need to attack just yet. I've got enough blockers for the flyers now. Okay, Taskmaster becomes a copy of up to one creature. Is there anything they have that's good? Return one other target creature to its owner's hand. No, don't want to do that. I think we just connive. Okay. For each kind of counter and target permanent or player, give them another one. Ta-da! That works nice. We can also duplicate something in the graveyard. That's the beginning of first main phase. Okay, so let's put that down. Another Essence Scatter. Too bad for us. Still holding at 3 life points. The life points don't matter quite as much. Got a couple of counter spells that have come off quite nicely. Yeah, this will work. Draw your second card each turn. Put another counter on things. And we will connive. I don't think the counterspell works anymore. Leave them nothing but lands. And then use Power Broker. Let's pump up the thing, shall we? Ooh, made it an 11. Nice. No attacks this turn. we're getting to the point where I think I can fly over their head. They're almost back up to 20. That's not a flyer, is it? Okay. Good card for them. Are they tapped? No, they've got... No, but can they do blue? Can they do blue? Can you do blue? Can you do blue? No. So a removal card should work. Let's go ahead and destroy a creature first. We'll get rid of yet more land. We will activate this ability. Reveal this card. Get it. We will get more goodies here. We'll tap that there and get more goodies there. Capture this. And connive. Doesn't matter what villain we target because we're just getting rid of another land. And now we attack with one creature. And we get to untap it and scry. And I like the card coming up next. And they don't block with their flyer. That was a big hit. Oh, man. That was a fairly good battle overall. We have 2 lines. They needed to keep one untapped. That was all they needed to keep their flyer, their big flyer, and they would have had hexproof. I should have lost that, I think. They've made at least 2 mistakes. Earth's Mightiest Heroes. This is a good thing to show you the other things on Arena and Titan of Innovation. What do we got? Let's show you the store. And I already bought a couple things. But you've got the starter bundle, of course. But the featured stuff here, the avatar collections. Hang on. It's going crazy on me. There. Okay, we've got the Foundation deck. You got the Black Panther deck. You got the Doctor Doom deck. And you can click on it and you can see the full deck list. Those are all for gems. Okay, they've got the full basic art lands. Some of which I don't like. You've got the full art basic lands here that have all the webbing. Okay, we've got these things. The Avatar collections. There's 1 and 2, and Fantastic Four is number 4, so they got that part right at least. I think there's 7. I've got 2 of them already, so they're not pictured here yet. They've got a sticker emotes bundle you can see there. And they've got 2 of the phrase emotes. So we've got Hulk Smash, Avengers Assemble, it's Clobber Time. Verily, 'tis time for righteous smiting, that's Thor. Oh My Stars and Garters is Beast. Knuckle Sandwiches for everyone. Our worst day is only where we start from. Dibs on not dying this time. You're pretty good, but me on magic is a bullseye quote. And then impressive, huh? The set mastery. Here you get the shield. And the deck sleeve. And the avatar. And then packs, of course. And then over here, borderless land styles. Showcase panel styles. That's Jim Chung art, and Jim Chung is a Marvel artist, so they did some good stuff with that. And Showcase Panel Styles 2, Classic Comic Styles. Show some of the classic comic cover art. It's kind of neat. Classic Comic Styles 2. That's some nice Jack Kirby art right there. And Classic Comic Styles 3. Mike Deodato Jr., good. John Buscemius Albrodsky, good. It's really cool to see some of these classic Marvel artwork things. Larry Lieber and Vince Coletta. And borderless logo styles. Five of them. Daredevil Street. Look at all this stuff they have. Okay, and then the stuff that we already have that I bought, let me just show you. We want to go to avatars. Where's the stuff that's unlocked? I thought I saw Ultron just... Oh, here we go. I got the villains. So there's Doctor Doom, Loki, Thanos, awesome, Ultron. Artwork's just awesome. They did great on all this, Kang and Galactus. I think I'm going to go to Galactus. You all can actually choose this, by the way. If you choose to be a Patreon supporter, you can choose what my titles I use, what emotes I have, what companions I have, what card sleeves. You get to have all that for at least a week and sometimes as much as a month if there's no other competition. So check out my Patreon link below. And then finally, the other stuff that they have here, and then we'll get back to a little bit more gameplay. Avengers Assemble. They have a whole bunch of new achievements that came out specifically with this set, which is kind of cool. Earth the Mightiest Heroes 1 cast 10 or more hero spells over any number of games. And we get some cards. 4 copies of Captain's Defense. 4 copies of Repulsor Rays. 3 damage to target creature. Look at that artwork again. Smashing Spree. This target attacking creature gets +3/+3 and gains trample. So it's kind of like a giant growth. That I don't know why that's not green. And Feral Ferocity. Here's this is what, because they chose that as their giant growth version this time. All right, so if you just so you know, those are all, that's 16 cards you get just for playing. You know, you're using the hero spells. There's other heroes in the game besides the Marvel heroes, but you know, if you're playing with this set, here's cast 100 blue spells over any number of games. They're going to show you the card. There's some more card stuff here. We've already done blue spells. 4 we got 1,000 experience point too. Stark's Ingenuity, 4 copies of that. Enchant creature you control when it enters, you may pay X. If you do, draw X cards. It's kind of cool. Whenever you draw a card, put a +1 on enchanted creature. An Aimbot, 4 copies of that. Flavor text is funny. Kind of underpowered again. For 3, you get a 2/3 flyer. And Repulsor Bots. Artifact creature robot hero 4/4 for flying for 6. When the creature enters, return up to 2 other target artifacts and/or creatures to their owner's hands. So we're getting a lot of cards here. We got another Marvel pack. Brutal Brawler. Put 1 or more counters on a creature you control 50 or more times over any number of games. And this is a mythic rare. Hulk Brutal Brawler. For 4, you get a 4/4. Finally, you get a 4/4 for 4. It matches. Hulk attacks each combat as, if able, whenever Hulk attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on each other creature you control. They almost had it right. The madder Hulk gets, the stronger Hulk gets. Hulk is one of the most... Hulk likes to say he's the strongest there is. Starting at a 4/4 is kind of low power. If they made it so he gets a counter, he could turn into a 5/5 and then a 6/6 and a 7/7. That would have been perfect flavor. This putting a 1/1 counter on each other creature is, I don't want to use the word stupid, but it's so obviously incorrect. I don't know what to do about that. I can't help but be disappointed all the time. Here's the other stuff I got. Spectacular One, just play 5 games and then play 15 games. And we got the Sam Wilson the Falcon for that one. And we got Winter Soldier Bucky Barnes, which were also underwhelming cards. So we got some other stuff. Play 50 games, 30 more hero spells, 100 more hero spells, 100 spells. And these are all cards that they're going to give you. And you can see, you can get previews of what you're getting on each one. I guess I like this in terms of what they want to do, and you can hit the heart there, and that'll show up on your main screen as like reminding you of a particular task that you want to complete. So I kind of like this. You get a Young Avenger title at a certain point, and an Avenger title at some point. At 10 and 16 particular achievements that you make. So they did a lot of stuff on Arena for this. And I think that's a good use of the achievements, actually, compared to the, I mean, it was just sort of sitting there unused for all the rest of the stuff, right? So having achievements come out with each expansion and giving you a better chance to complete your set, that's a big benefit to, because there's so many sets out now, the chances of completing any one set are reduced. We weren't getting additional cards any other place. They kept the rest of the arena economy the same. So getting more cards through earning these achievements, it encourages you to play the game. It gives you an additional source for digital cards. That's great. That's awesome. They should do that with every set. I don't know if they're going to do it only with the Marvel sets because they really want to put their best foot forward. I think they should do that with every set. In the meantime, there's something weird going on. I got into a fight with the AI tonight because I was searching for some information on why we get the Marvel cards online when we didn't get them with the Spider-Man set. And it tried to put forth the speculation about Marvel Snap having a digital exclusive for a trading card set. And I basically told the AI, that's not right. There's no official source from Marvel, Disney, Second Dinner ever claiming that Marvel Snap held an exclusive digital license. That's just what people have been saying on YouTube that don't know things. So let me pull over just so you can see what the AI said. It says, you were entirely correct, because what I tell them is Marvel doesn't grant exclusive digital rights to digital, and Marvel Snap did not have an exclusive. And suddenly it knows this. You're entirely correct that Marvel's standard licensing model explicitly avoids digital exclusivity, opting instead to license its characters to many concurrent digital games, such as Marvel Contest of Champions, Marvel Feature Fight, Marvel's Avengers. The idea that Marvel Snap held an exclusive contract was purely community and industry speculation to explain why Wizards of the Coast initially implemented the convoluted Through the Omenpaths system. So then I tell it, the speculation that Marvel Snap had exclusivity is incorrect, should not be the first search result. And AI agrees. It says, you're entirely right. It was a mistake to present that community theory as a leading structural explanation, and it is a fair critique. It ignores the active existence of digital games like the other stuff. The reality is Marvel's digital footprint proves they do not do blanket digital exclusivity. So I basically, sorry about that. I dropped a coin. The whole point is that for the past several months, everybody who doesn't know how Marvel licensing works has been saying that Marvel Snap had an exclusive agreement and they didn't want the competition. Second Dinner licenses Marvel Snap. Marvel Snap is not owned by Marvel Comics. Marvel Comics does not really care that much about Marvel Snap beyond it does cooperate with the company in terms of providing them with access to artists, in terms of showing them what's coming up in the upcoming schedule if they want to do synergistic promotions, but they do that with all the digital games. So other than that, Second Dinner pays Marvel for the licensing fee, and that's it. Marvel gets their money. I don't know if there's profit participation there. There may be, which may explain the more extensive cooperation. I think there's definitely some profit sharing here, because Mark Rosewater said that the Spider-Man set is in the top 10 for best-selling sets of all time. That's a misnomer. I mean, technically, according to their statistics, it's correct. Spider-Man is one of the top-selling sets of all time, but they sold it to the local game stores and the distributors. Not as much has been bought by you and me. The customer, the real customer, the end user, the people that are supposed to be playing the cards, using the cards, collecting the cards, they didn't buy that much of Spider-Man. So Wizards of the Coast doesn't really care in terms of Hasbro shareholders because they got the money, right? Because the local game stores paid for the product. Wizards got their money. All the hoarders like Rudy Alpha Investments, he bought whatever he's going to be hoarding. He paid the money. Wizards of the Coast got all their money for Spider-Man. Since it is one of the top 10 best-selling sets of all time, if there is any profit participation with Marvel, like if they hit a certain metric, the check to Marvel gets bigger. That may explain why Marvel's promoting things for 2 months in a row, why they did so much great stuff on Arena with the achievements and giving you extra cards, all of that kind of stuff. You know, there's logical explanations for some of these things. We don't want to do that yet. We might want to land cycle, though, right? I'm not afraid of land cycling because there's benefit to having creatures in the graveyard, and we can get one of them back. And they're already doing stuff. Let's go ahead and land cycle this. We've got red and white. Let's start with green. We've got 2 undercover scrolls. They're not going to be afraid for seeing a 1/1 with power 2. One undercover scroll can pump up the other one, right? If I get enough creatures in the graveyard. There we go, 2 creatures in the graveyard. A lot of life gain. A lot of removal by them already. We missed a land drop. Now we're a 3/3. How many cards do they have? 5? Strixhaven card sleeve. And I have Galactus. Let's try the vision. We could sacrifice the vision to power up Visions of Love. Oh, they made me sacrifice my vision. I have no vision. We'll just do the web up for that. We need a black source. And we can bring this down with the scroll right now. Lots of life gain in this deck. They choose double strike. I guess it's worth blocking with a 1/1 to stop 8 points of damage. Discard 2 cards, please. I hope they're not both flashback cards. One of them is. There's a double strike again. That's a problem. Oh shoot! I didn't mean to. Didn't mean pass. I should have hit for 3 at least. Ouch. That's just a chump blocker at this point. Oh, I have reach too there. And just like that, they're already too powerful for me to beat. So we are chump blocking. If they have anything that gives trample, yeah, that'll do it. And this is probably my fault because I didn't include a lot of removal in the deck. But I just wanted to showcase as many of the Marvel Superheroes cards as I could. Notice we're losing a lot to flying, even though we have a number of flyers, we have artifacts that give us reach. We've actually got a decent amount of opposition to flying in this deck. More than I usually do. The only thing I can think of is taking out a Marvel card to put in something that destroys a flyer. Are they trying to find me an easier match since I lost twice to land starvation, once to land flooding, and then I've lost a couple of others. My winning percentage is not 50% tonight. It's going on close to 10%. I do have a black energy, so it does let me cast a spell on the second turn. So, not the most ideal color spread, but I've got 4 Fabled Passages, so I've got good odds of being able to fix my mana. Demolition Field can also take out their non-basic lands and help me fix things. I can't believe it's a legendary and they made it a 2/2 for 3. Insane. Let's just throw away the bow. Three colors already? Are they gonna airbend my Red Room Recruit? Alright, now what do I do? I guess I'm doing this again. Hello? Thank you. Yeah, it's my turn, opponent. Let me do stuff, please. Thank you. No red yet. That costs too much. We might be able to... It counts towards powering up our scrolls. And we have another black spell like this one that we could power up and get it back later. And I think we need to go get a planes and be able to use web up soon. Wait for them to go find a land. They should want to replace their red. No, they go get green instead. So they got 4 colors? I need a plains. And we'll put down the Doombot. Do I try and save him or just use him as a chump blocker? Alright, they can attack with Sun Warriors. We're not blocking that. One of our few removal cards. We already had to use it early on. Opponent is not missing land drops. Legendary Flyer. What can you do for 1 energy? We're gonna block. Let's see if we survive. We survived. Alright. Let's get rid of that stuff. No red yet, so we can put down a flyer anyway. Can't block the other flyer just yet. Nice little card draw. They've got a handy advantage over me right now. Alright, I cannot power this up. I don't have double black. I can't put out that for a flyer. I think we need to put this out for a flyer. Alright, they're letting me do stuff. Do I have 2, 4, 5, 6? I don't have enough to power that up. I could chump block with both Iron Lad and Barren Blood against the Avatar. But I'm a little concerned that they have something they can do to my creatures. That's going to be a tough one against me. Alright, this is all I can do. Let's see, I can make that a 3/4. Does that make any sense? I don't know how much it makes sense for me to have a counter strategy when they can airbend stuff. Can turn that into a 5/2. A lot of card draw. Gains flying, first strike, lifelink, and hexproof. Great. Okay, we are chump blocking one of them. They can cast almost anything they want. They've got tons of energy. I'm wondering what these 3 cards are that they're still holding in reserve. I'm guessing that was just a mistake. Man, that's a lot of card draw. And all I'm going to get is a land. Alright. 1 or 2 non-land permanents. Okay, so if we do Teamwork 4... 1, 2, 3... Don't want to do Teamwork, though. I still don't have the red for that. Shoot. Teamwork 4. Target a player. There. Target 1 or 2. We don't want to have them Earthbound 4. We can get rid of that. We can get rid of that. We'll tap this one. That's how the teamwork works. Figured it out. If they have hexproof or counterspells, I'm in trouble. They have an Eloquentia. Wow, that was bad for me. That means I have to chump block. Was I supposed to just power up this instead? My opponents are getting exactly what they need tonight. Okay, they've got lethal no matter what, but just attacking with everybody. So they're just showing off by playing all their cards. All right, I only had like 3 removal cards in the entire deck, so that's part of why I had no interaction to stop any of their creatures. I probably should have had at least 1 board wipe. It is getting late into the evening. I think I've shown enough and talked enough about Marvel to start with. This is the deck. It's not the best deck. But some of the pieces, if we could manage to get a couple of the creatures out, you could see the synergies, the potentials that they have to interact with each other. It's not the worst deck in the world, but I don't think I'm going to keep it. But I just wanted to sort of showcase a bunch of the different cards and talk about the artwork, talk about all the stuff behind the scenes that's been going on with the licensing and the Through the Omenpaths and stuff like that. And I've got, before we go, let me show you, we do have a poll. And I'm going to put that up. The new poll, do you like Marvel cards being on Arena? It's, yes, glad we finally got the online version. Hate it, I want my Through the Omenpath cards. Love Marvel, hate these card designs, no due to design failure, or I don't care, but I wish we could buy paper copies of Omenpath. So just go to my post and go ahead and answer that poll, and we'll give Wizards some feedback on what we like or don't like about this new Through the Omenpaths policy, that type of thing. With that, as always, we're open to comments and suggestions. Remember to like and subscribe. We'll have something different for you next time. Thanks, everybody. Have a good one.